We are on page 173 in your activity book, The Cobbler's Song. Once there was a poor cobbler who lived in the basement of a large house in Paris. The cobbler had to work hard all day to make enough money to support his family, but he was happy and he sang all day as he mended shoes. On the floor above him lived a rich man. His rooms were large and sunny. He wore fine clothes and had plenty of good things to eat. Even so, he was never happy. All night long, he lay awake thinking about his money. How could he protect the money he already had? How could he get more? Often the sun rose before he fell asleep. The poor cobbler always got up before sunrise and went to work. As he hammered, he sang. His song floated up to the rich man's apartment and woke him. "Drat," cried the rich man. "I can't sleep at night for thinking of my money, and I can't sleep in the daytime because of that silly cobbler and his singing. I must find a way to stop him." The rich man sat down and thought the matter over. If the cobbler had something to worry about, he said to himself, then he would not sing all day. What worries men most? Why, money, to be sure. Some men worry because they have so little. The cobbler has little enough, to be sure. Still, that does not seem to worry him. He is the happiest man I know. Other men worry because they have too much money. That is my trouble. I wonder if the cobbler would worry if he had more money. It's not a bad idea. Anyway, it can't hurt to try. A few minutes later, the rich man entered the cobbler's home. "What can I do for you?" asked the cobbler. "Here," said the rich man, "I have brought you a present." He gave the poor man a purse. The cobbler opened it and saw it was full of gold pieces. "I can't take this," said the cobbler. "I have not earned it." "You have earned it," said the rich man. "You have earned it by your singing. I give it to you because you are the happiest man I know." Then the rich man left. The cobbler turned the gold pieces out on his table and began to count them. He had counted 52 when he looked up and saw a man passing by the window. He quickly hid the gold under his apron and went into the bedroom to count it where no one could see him. He piled the coins up on the bed. How golden they were! How bright! He had never seen so much money before. He looked at the money until everything in the room seemed golden and bright. Then he counted it. 100 gold pieces. How rich am I? But where shall I hide it? First he hid it under the covers of the bed. Then he sat down and looked at the bed. The coins made a lump under the covers. He said someone else might see them and steal them. "I think I will hide the purse under the pillow instead." While he was putting them under the pillow, his wife came into the bedroom. "What is the matter with the bed?" she asked. The angry cobbler glared at her and drove her from the room with angry words, the first cross words he had ever spoken to her. Dinner time came, but the cobbler could not eat a mouthful. He was afraid somebody would steal his treasure while he was at the table. By supper time he felt even worse. Not a note did he sing all day. Not a kind word did he speak to his wife. He went to bed half sick with worry and fear. All night long he tossed and turned. He did not dare go to sleep, lest he should wake to find his gold gone. Days passed, and the cobbler grew more and more unhappy. He worried about his money all day and all night. He was afraid of other people. He did not even trust his wife. He no longer sang at his work and was grouchy most of the time. But upstairs, the rich man was happy. That was a good plan, he said to himself. Now I can sleep all day without being wakened by the cobbler's songs. For a month, the cobbler worried over his gold. He grew thin and pale, and his wife and children were unhappy. At least he could bear the worry no longer. So he called his wife and told her the story. "Dear husband," she said, "give the gold back. All the gold in the world is not worth as much to me as one of your songs." How happy the cobbler felt when his wife said this. He picked up the purse and ran upstairs to the rich man's room. Throwing the gold on the table, he cried, "Here is your money. Take it back. I can live without your money, but I cannot live without my songs."